Your soul is mine. I don't think so. I am the chosen one. Alright, let's dance. It's been 30 years since I've heard those lines with the release of Mortal Kombat, the video game adaptation to finally get it right. In 1995, you had the release of Mortal Kombat. This is still one of the best video game adaptations. Super Mario Bros. Was very different from the source material. Street Fighter, while it had amazing actors, wasn't exactly the best. Mortal Kombat took the material seriously, and Paul W.S. Anderson created a wonderful homage to not only the video game, but Enter the Dragon. It got the essence of Mortal Kombat and ran with it. And in my personal opinion, this is still the best Mortal Kombat film. Sadly, the sequel with Annihilation wasn't as good. The poster said, "Destroy all expectations," aka destroy all expectations of it being a good movie. Now, this film can be cheesy now by today's standards. It is a very 90s film. It's a film of its time. But to have like electronic techno soundtrack break records, the soundtrack was amazing, not only with like EDM techno music, but hard heavy metal. Who could forget that opening with the New Line Cinema logo? Mortal Kombat! Like, that is like every 90s kid's childhood right there on that VHS. Like, I can eat pizza and think of Mortal Kombat, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and Ninja Turtles. Like, there's just something with martial arts in the 90s, and especially the films. And this film had the spirit of Mortal Kombat and took the material seriously. Who could forget Robin Shou as Liu Kang, Lyndon Ashby as Johnny Cage. You have Bridget Wilson as Sonya Blade. Originally it was going to be Cameron Diaz, but she injured herself, so Bridget Wilson had to fill in. You also had Trevor Goddard as Kano. I mean, he was a Japanese guy in the arcade game and became an Australian. That's how good Kano was in this film. Who could forget Cary Hiroyuki Takawa as Shang Tsung? Your soul is mine. Such an iconic performance. You had the actor reprise his role in the video game. Christopher Lambert as Raiden. I don't think so. This cackle and everything, the Highlander. Sub-Zero and Scorpion were just amazing in this. Goro, the practical effects there. I love how each character has their own separate storylines and they converge with the tournament, and that's kind of similar to Enter the Dragon in a way. And I love it. It's like, here's Enter the Dragon if it was filled with like mysticism and stuff. And that's pretty much Mortal Kombat. I love seeing them legitimize the tournament, how they're all lured there, and ultimately the stakes of this. Liu Kang lost his brother. Liu! Every man chose his own path. Shang Tsung killed my brother. You're mine. I don't know. The lines are so iconic in this film, but I remember freaking out seeing Sub-Zero and Scorpion's introduction. Like that instrumental theme was in so many movie trailers around that time. Talisa Soto as Princess Katana. Yeah, you have two actors who are also in License to Kill. That's kind of cool. I love the chemistry between Sonya and Johnny Cage. Lyndon Ashby's like, this is a part where you fall down. Those are $500 sunglasses, asshole. Like, he's just so very much Johnny Cage. Like, all the actors were perfect for their roles. A handful of people on a leaky boat are going to save the world. Exactly. Mortal Kombat's not about death, but life, you know. Or even like when they're trying to find Princess Katana, it's like, I smell her perfume. It's like, you know what I smell? Bullshit. Like, they're just played off of each other so well, and this does have like applause-worthy moments with the fighting. Who could forget the Scorpion Johnny Cage fight? That was crazy. Liu Kang versus Sub-Zero. Who could forget Sonya versus Kano with Juke Joint Jezebel playing, her doing her signature maneuver. Give me a break, Sonya. Okay. It does have some gut punches, but I love the ending when Shang Tsung cheats and they have to go to Outworld, and you get that iconic fight, not only with Reptile and Liu Kang, but with Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung, and the camera work and just everything's great, all the way to the ending with Liu Kang succeeding, his brother's spirit, and then that ending. The promise of this ending. You weak, pathetic humans, I've come for your souls. And then Raiden's like, shh, I don't think so. And then the fighting, I mean, oh man. The movie that could have been if they kept the director and the same cast and tied in the script. And it makes me sad because in the next one, you know, James Remar did the best he could as Raiden. But like Christopher Lambert, you know, like Raiden had short hair. If you look at Christopher Lambert in the film he did, Beowulf, with Rona Mitra, he looked like Raiden in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It would have been badass to see what Christopher Lambert would have done. Because like Raiden, I know they changed him, but you felt his presence, you felt how threatening he could be without throwing a punch, you know? And I kind of wanted to see him let loose in the sequel. And Liu Kang, I mean, Robin Shou is just perfect casting as Liu Kang. I would like to see in the upcoming films an actual tournament, because that's what this film did. And it had quite the legacy with Annihilation 2 years later. It's kind of like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. I just think that they didn't wait enough time and they rushed into things. And yeah, it wasn't as good, but I remember seeing that in the theaters with my father. But this film, we actually rented it on pay-per-view, and the VCR in our family home still exists. It's about 30 years old actually now. It's like an RCA VCR, and it has the metal bottom, like it's just pure metal. And I think that's why stuff was just made better back then. But like we saw the pay-per-view of it, and that's how I remember it. And then my brother eventually got it for me on VHS. It had the trailers for Dumb and Dumber and The Mask. Oh, I love classic New Line cinema. My brother used to listen to the soundtrack a lot. I mean, this soundtrack is ingrained in my mind. Such an awesome soundtrack. But then after Annihilation, you also had Mortal Kombat 4. This came out around the time of Mortal Kombat 3, and then Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the consoles. And you had Mortal Kombat Conquest, which was a prequel. And matter of fact, an underrated one. Although it is a bit kind of gratuitous at times of like, yeah, they know their audience is teenage males, so there's a lot of eye candy. It's just kind of like apparent now, but it still was an underrated prequel that got cut short. I like to see where the future goes, but it's interesting seeing the plethora of video game adaptations, both good and bad. And regardless of how many great ones we've had, or bad ones, Mortal Kombat still stands on top and broke ground. Because of this film, other adaptations could run with it. W.S. Anderson later went to do Resident Evil series, but then after this he did Event Horizon and Soldier, two very underrated films. It's a film that was of its time, and yeah, 30 years ago, you just had to be there to know. You just had to be a 90s kid. 90s kids, you know how special this film is and the cultural impact it had on us. Let me know your Mortal Kombat memories, whether it be the arcade game, console games, the movies. Let me know down in the comments below. Till next time.